there's a psyche of, there's about 12 different job titles that have been good to me. Just imagine, guys, a proprietor of a senior living community is very different than a social worker.
Right.
One's an entrepreneur just like us, owns a giant multifamily, multi-million dollars, and somebody else makes $11 an hour. You don't talk to them the same way, and you can't have one elevator pitch for all of this. And that's why we go deep into the psyche of the person that you're sitting across from.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that goes into just regular single family real estate for us all as well. Like, are you dealing with $1 million home and that buyer, or are you dealing with someone that's, you know, a $30,000 home, right? But I agree. So Phil, I have a question. Are you running, you know, we teach and a lot of what I think all three of us do is that we're locking deals up virtually. We're locking deals up over the phone. Are you going on, not maybe personally, but you teach like you have to get in the house because of that relationship building? You've got to get in front of these people.
That's similar to the question we got right now, fellas.
Yeah, that's a great, I love that question. And I've, what's the word? Not on purpose, I had to become a virtual wholesaler because I don't have a coverage map that covers the whole nation. So I would say I'm in the hugs and kisses business, Gavin. So I want someone local there to have my training and go in and give them that tender love and care that they need in that moment. But because I'll get a lead in Brownsville, Texas, and I still want to help that family, I don't have coverage in Brownsville, Texas, I've become a reluctant virtual wholesaler. And so I'm trying my best to keep that mom's house feel, that mom's house brand of fixing that problem. And so it's a chicken and the egg problem I've got. I've got about 600 leads a month that come in nationwide, soon to be 1,500 to 2,000. That only exacerbates the problem of my coverage. You see what I'm saying? And so like every month I add on new certified investors, so that grows, but then my leads also grow too. So I think in 3 years, I might not be doing the education the way I do today if I have the coverage map that I trust.
Got it. No, that's really good. And with these leads, like you get 600, you know, across the country. For us, again, speaking for us three, in our businesses, we know that a lot of it is about follow-up. With these situations, I guess, are these leads being closed much faster because there's more urgency there? Again, mum's going into a care home and things are happening very quickly, or are you still seeing the deals that you're doing on a long follow-up schedule?
What do you consider long, Gavin?
I would say, depending on location, probably 3 to 4 months. I think we're on an average of 3 to 4 months per deal.
I mean, in my mind, 3 months is not a long time for a process. I just had this discussion this morning, so I can speak to it pretty easily. The family, when you move from your forever home into senior living, that's not a little deal. That's a big deal, right? And so they're starting to go check out senior living communities. They want to make the right decision because it is such a big deal. But they know they need to sell the house to unlock the equity. So it's like one of these conundrums where if they knew what their house was going to sell for, then that would let them be more, it's one or the other, right? They either pick out the place and then figure out how to pay for it, or they get their house under contract and know how much money they have.
Yeah, and it's probably the first one more than the second, right?
Yeah, right. And it's funny because
they're not prepared.
No,
they have to find that place in a hurry, right?
Yes, and they need to find a place in a hurry, and then they go, well, how much money do I have to spend, right? We don't take our mom to the cheapest place now, we take her to the nicest, and so it's like that. The answer is both. I get every day in my leads, I get both people that need to sell like yesterday, and I get people that say, hey, we're looking at these 3 places. As soon as we pick this one, then we want how much you're going to pay for the house. It usually has to depend on their checkbook and their sense of urgency, right? Some people have a lot of money, guys, but most do not. Most are living on that pension, and they don't know how they're going to survive those few months while they wait for their house to sell or get their house ready for the market. And so that is why that sense of urgency is there to sell.
Agreed 100%. That's all.
But follow up, hey, to answer your question, Gavin, yeah, follow-up's a big deal. With anything, you have to follow up. But I think if you look at like direct mail, you spray and pray, hoping that one day they'll sell. If we can narrow this down to a 3-month window where they've literally raised their hand and say, hey guys, I need to sell in the next 90 days. That's a dream for any of us, I think. That's a short window in the grand scheme.